22 persons suspected to be spies have been arrested in the Iranian province of with an apparent military insider media that operate with a verified social media handle, Iran Armed Forces stating that the 22 individuals were linked to Israeli intelligence services, and police authority in according to AFP confirmed the arrest of the 22 persons the police said are Israeli spies. This, Israel Defense Forces, IDF, in a statement issued on Saturday morning said that Israeli troops in a precise attack killed the commander of the Palestine Corps of the Quds Force, Saeed Azadi in According to AFP, police in Iran's province said Saturday that 22 people, linked to Israeli spy services, had been arrested since June 13, Fars news agency reported. 22 people were identified and arrested on charges of being linked to the Zionist regime's spy services, disturbing public opinion and supporting the criminal regime, the agency said, citing the head of police intelligence in Iran's province. It came after Iranian police announced the arrest on Thursday of 24 people accused of spying for Israel and of seeking to tarnish the country's image, according to a statement carried by Tasnim news agency. A European national was also arrested for spying, Tasnim reported on Friday, without giving their nationality or the date of the arrest. Iran regularly announces arrests of suspected spies. Several have been executed in recent weeks. Norway-based NGO Iran Human Rights said at least 223 people have been arrested nationwide on charges related to collaboration with Israel, cautioning that the actual figure was likely higher, AFP stated. Meanwhile, President Vladimir Putin of Russia on Friday said he has secured Israel's pledge to safeguard Russian personnel at Iran's Russia-built nuclear power plant and that he has reached out to both sides to try to end the week-old war. He stated this while answering questions on a variety of issues at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. Putin, who spoke in a native as interpreted in English, said that Russia has proposed some ideas for a possible settlement between Iran and Israel that are currently being discussed. He said Moscow asked Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to ensure the security of Russian personnel who are working to construct 2 more reactors at the nuclear power plant in Iran's port of Bushehr, and that he also raised the issue with US President Donald Trump. Prime Minister Netanyahu has agreed with that, and President Trump has promised to support our legitimate demands, Putin said. President Putin rejected. Federal High Court sitting in Lagos State of Nigeria has found guilty 15 Chinese citizens, 2 Philippines and 1 Pakistan national for cyber-terrorism. Hence the court sentenced them to 1 year imprisonment and ordered the Nigeria Immigration Service to facilitate the deportation of the convicts immediately after they completed the various jail term. Details of the report as presented by the Public Relations Unit of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, reads verbatim below. Court jails 15 Chinese, 2 Filipinos, 1 Pakistani for cyber-terrorism, internet fraud in Lagos. The Lagos Zonal Directorate 1 of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Thursday, June 19 and Friday, June 20, 2025, secured the conviction and sentence of 15 Chinese, 2 Filipinos and 1 Pakistani for cyber-terrorism and internet fraud before Justices Chukwuchukwu Eneke, Ayokunle Faji and Yelam Bogoro of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos. The suspects are Peng Li Huan, Zhang Jinrong, He Kun, Rochelle Caballona, Casalan Pianella, Guo Long Long, Zhang Huazhai, Lin Haobo, Chen Fusheng, Chen Dongdong, Wang Gonglin, Pan Kaiyu, Huang Renjian, Zhang Xiaolei, Karam Shahzad, Chen Yuan, Wu Yong and Chen Xin. The suspects were arraigned on separate charges bordering on cyber-terrorism and internet fraud. One of the charges reads, that Casalan Pianella, sometime in December 2024, in Lagos, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, willfully caused to be accessed computer systems organized to seriously destabilize and destroy the fundamental economic and social structure of Nigeria when you procured, employed Nigerian youths for identity theft and to hold themselves out as persons of foreign nationality, with the intent to gain financial advantage for yourselves, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 18 of the Cybercrimes, Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015, as amended 2024, and Section 2(3)(d) of the Terrorism, Prevention, Prohibition Act 2022. They all pleaded guilty to the charges when they were read to them. In view of their pleas, the prosecution counsel, Spies, Vilkasu Buhari Bala, Chinenye Okezi, Ebuka Okongwu, BM Isa and Namba Mutfwang respectively prayed the court to convict the defendants and also order the forfeiture of all the exhibits recovered from them. Almost 1 week after gunmen locked people, including children, women and elderly inside their rooms, macketed them, poured petrol on them and set them ablaze at Yelawata community in Guma local government area of Benue state last Friday night, Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Wednesday at a town hall meeting in Makurdi, the Benue state capital, confirmed that Nigeria's security operatives have made no arrests since the incident occurred, while apparently taking advantage of the ceremonial-like town hall meeting to query the Inspector General of Nigeria Police Force, Kayode Egbetoken, and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, for not making arrest ever since the incident occurred, with the presidency in a press statement on Wednesday confirming that 100 people were killed in the attack, but local media and residents stated that more than 200 people were sent to their early grave during the attack. This Sunday, Dare, special advisor to the president on media and public communications, after visiting the Yelawata community a day ahead of the president's visit to Makurdi, was seen in one of the photographs with a caption, Wednesday, Yelawata village market that was attacked. A walk through. President Tinubu, Commander-in-Chief, arrives Makurdi, posted on his personal verified X social media handle, apparently covering his nose with a thick handkerchief, probably following the unpleasant condition of the environs that he could no longer endure the odors or stench emitting in the environment as a result of the mass murder, with the two-time former governor of the state, and senator that once represented Benue Northwest Senatorial District, which Yelawata is inclusive, and the current secretary to the government of Federation in Nigeria, George Akum, saying that on Tuesday, when he visited the crime scene, the Benue State University Teaching Hospital, BSUTH, and the camp where the internally displaced people are currently taking refuge, survivors from the attack spoke to him through tears, and after watching some of them at the hospital beds battling for their lives, the SGF said, the pain is raw. On Thursday afternoon, reports from Yelawata indicated that victims of the attack camped at the international market have blocked the road in protest over alleged poor food supply, also accusing government officials of mismanaging relief materials meant for them. At the town hall meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the paramount ruler of the Tiv tribe, Tortiv James Francis Ayats challenged what he described as dangerous misrepresentations of the Benue crisis. It's not herders-farmers clashes, not communal clashes or reprisal attacks. It is a calculated. India Ministry of External Affairs, in a statement issued on Tuesday, says the government of India has moved India students in Tehran out of the Iranian capital city due to safety concerns following the continuous exchange of air bombardments between Israel and Iran, while at the same time, the government of India advised other citizens in Tehran that can afford their own transport fare to leave the Iranian capital city immediately, adding that some citizens of India have been evacuated out of Iran completely through the border with Armenia. The India Embassy in Israel had on Sunday advised persons of India origin not to move unnecessarily in Tel Aviv, and they should obey safety instructions from the Israeli authorities and Home Front Command. According to the India Ministry of External Affairs, Indian students in Tehran have been moved out of the city for reasons of safety, through arrangements made by the embassy. Other residents who are self-sufficient in terms of transport have also been advised to move out of the city in view of the developing situation. Separately, some Indians have been facilitated to leave Iran through the border with Armenia. The embassy remains continuously in touch with the community with a view to extending all feasible assistance. Further advisories may be issued given the fluid situation. the India Ministry of External Affairs stated. Also, India Embassy in Iran issued a strong advisory urging its citizens and persons of Indian origin, PIOs, in Tehran to evacuate the city immediately due to intensifying Israeli strikes. All Indian nationals and PIOs who can move out of Tehran using their own resources are advised to move to a safe location outside the city, the Indian Embassy in Tehran said on Tuesday. The embassy also urged those who haven't registered with the mission to do so without delay. All Indian nationals who are in Tehran and not in touch with the embassy are requested to contact the Embassy of India in Tehran immediately and provide their location and contact numbers, the statement added. 3 emergency helplines were provided for assistance, +98 9010144557, +98 9128109115 and +98 9,128,109,109. The Embassy of India in Israel on Sunday stated that the Embassy of India in Tel Aviv is in touch with members of the Indian community in Israel, including caregivers, workers, students, businessmen and tourist groups. All necessary measures are being taken to ensure that
OsazuwaAkonedo, bringing you the news in a more digital way.